We are going to be doing some journal manifestations, right? And just a little bit about what journal manifestations are. It's basically you write down your goals, your manifestations, your aspirations, those types of things. And really, what it is writing it down is giving it energy to allow the universe to make it happen. So we're spending some time just writing it down, giving it energy, giving it some time to help. And the goal of this is to really set some clear intentions, give ourselves a little bit of motivation to really define what we want, organize our thoughts, establish some things that we can be doing to make our goals happen. That's the plan. Also, hi Alexis. What's going on? What you doing? Always nice to see you in here. I like how you're the first person in here. By the way. Oh my gosh. My peon's second. Hey. My bad. Ah. Anyways. Um let me see. There we go. Anyways, so basically we're just gonna start off. Make sure you have a journal or paper, a pen, pencil, something to write with. Hello, how are you? Welcome in. We're just doing some journal manifestations right now. And we're just gonna write down our manifestations. We're just gonna write down our goals, what we want to happen, those types of things. And while you're writing this down, some good things to keep in mind is number one, what do you want to manifest, right? What are your desires? What are your goals? Who do you want to be? What does the best version of yourself look like, you know? And what would bring you fulfillment? So, those are some good things to keep in mind when we're doing our journal manifestations. Actually, let me write that down. I'm going to send it in the text. Ah, now my phone almost falling. That's crazy. Let me see. Do-do-do. Let me see. Let me see. Crazy. Insane in the membrane. Can I do it? I don't think it will let me. That's insane. Let me see. Mm-hmm. Nope. It sure will not. Tears everywhere. Hello, how are you? Welcome in. Hope you're doing well. We are just doing some journal manifestations right now. We're just getting started with writing down what our goals are, writing down our manifestations, writing down what our desires are, you know, who we want to be, what our highest self looks like, those types of things. Um, just so that way we can put these ideas onto paper. You look like Kanye West. I low-key think that's an insult, but that is besides the point. So, if you want to join us for these journal manifestations, feel free. All you really need is a paper, pencil, pen, whatever, something to write down with. And the goal of this is to really just bring some energy towards your manifestations, towards your desires, so that way they can be released into the universe, so that way they can happen. That is the main goal of all of this, to just really give it some energy, some time, some thought, those types of things, right? And once you have really figured out what your manifestations are, what you want to happen, like who do you want to bring, what's going to bring you that sense of fulfillment, what is really important here is to just sit with this vision of yourself. Sit with these goals and imagine you're already there. Imagine you're already in that state of happiness, of fulfillment, and really imagine what it would feel like, right? What feelings would you feel? Where do you feel these feelings? Um, those types of things. Because that will give this more energy. That will just help you really bring in more clarity and motivation. So, we're just going to take a minute to imagine what it would look like if we were already in that state of fulfillment. And once you've allowed yourself to imagine, hey, this is what I could be, this is what one of the highest versions of myself could look like, what I really want you to do is write down why you want to do this. You know, what is the purpose of these goals? What value does these manifestations, do these desires bring into your life? Just so that way it can give you some more motivation, giving this more energy. That is the whole goal, is to give energy to these goals and desires so that way we can make them happen. That is really what this is all about. Welcome in, guys. How's it going? I should let you guys know we are doing some journal manifesting. Basically, what this is just writing down our goals, our desires, our intentions, like who we want to be, what the best version of ourselves looks like, what the happiest version of ourselves looks like. And we are just writing that down. You know, we're writing down all of the things that we want in life, who we want to be, just to give it some energy so we can put that out into the universe. That is the main goal here. All right. So if you want to join, feel free to join. Go for it. And then once we've written that down, the goal is to envision yourself in that state. Envision yourself already there, how that would feel, what emotions are those, where do you feel those emotions. And after that, what I want you guys to do is to write down why you want these goals. Why do you want these manifestations to happen? What value does it add into your life? What is the purpose of it? Just because this is all about giving it energy, giving it some motivation, honestly. So take a minute, do all of that, do what you gotta do. You know, actually, let me also write. So mm, okay. Nice, 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 nice. Anyways, yes. Sorry. Then what we're going to do next step here is to write down what do you need to do in order to make these goals and manifestations happen. You don't have to find something for everything. You can just pick a couple, right? You can pick one or two and be like, okay, what can I do to make these one or two things happen? You know, what habits do I need to develop to make these things happen? What do I need to stop doing to make these things happen? Those are some really good questions in trying to figure out, how can I really make this happen? How can I really make this something actionable that I can do to fulfill it, right? So, what do you need to do? What habits do you need to develop? What do you need to stop doing, right? And then once you've figured that out, what I think would be really nice, since it's the beginning of the month, is figuring out what are some things that you can focus on for this month to make this happen, you know? Like only this month, even if you want to lower it down even more to like, okay, what are some things that I can focus on in the next 2 weeks, just to be like, okay, I have a goal. Here are my goals for the next 2 weeks in order to really make my manifestations, my goals, my desires happen, so that way we can see them manifest. So I think that would be really nice. So take a moment, write it down, do what you gotta do. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Alexis, hey. Hold up, give me 2 seconds here. Anyways, basically we're just writing down our manifestations, writing down our goals, our manifestations, what we want to happen, those types of things, like who we want to be, what the best version of ourselves looks like, what's going to bring us fulfillment. That's the main goal here, is to just put those things on paper, write it down, so that way we can give it some energy, right? So if you want to take a moment, can you give you an example of like writing down your goals and desires? Sure, it can be anything, to the smallest thing you can think of to the biggest thing you can think of, right? Like, I want ice cream today. That's a goal, right? To the biggest thing, to I want a job that makes me happy. I want a job that brings me financial stability, or I want to be in a relationship that makes me happy. I feel like the more details you put in that is better. Also, hey Naz, what's going on? You know, if you're like, I want a new job, I want a new apartment, I want to move, literally anything and everything. I want to travel the world, right? So, just anything you can think of that you're like, this is something that I want in my life. This is something that I think would make me happy. Or, the best version of myself looks like this, where it's like, in a perfect world, I'm super happy. In a perfect world, I have my dream job. I'm in a very stable relationship. So that's what that is. That's what we're like, all right, let me get those down on paper. Let me write it up. So, does that help, Alexis, or do we need more? Naz is dancing it up. Dancing, woo. Dancing, woo. Sorry. Not me getting distracted. I stay getting distracted by literally anything and everything. But that's the first part of what's going on here, is just getting those things all down on paper. So, I'm going to give you guys a minute to write that all down. Right? Write it down. Don't mind me. I'm just here. Anyways, let me get back to writing my stuff down. Sorry. Not you stumbling on the live on accident. But I'm glad you're here, regardless. Like, I love it. Honestly. Um, mm, I like the I'll be in the background. Gotcha, gotcha, got you. I'll be here. I'll be here in the front round. Because nowhere else for me to be, sadly. Um, mm, right. Anyways, so um, once we've gotten those manifestations, those goals, those desires written down, you know, the next thing that I think is incredibly important is to just sit with those goals and desires, right? Imagine yourself in that space. Imagine yourself doing that thing, how it would feel, what it would look like, the sensations you would get, those types of things. So I just want you to take a moment afterwards to just really envision yourself in that little moment, you know, getting what you would want. Just to give it a little bit of extra energy, just to, you know, give it a little bit of extra and feel those feelings that you would feel. So take a moment. Anyways, right. So after you have envisioned yourself, you know, what it would be like, what it would feel like, all of those things, what I want you to do then is to write down why you want it, right? Like what is the purpose of wanting these things? What value does it add? Um, you know, just quick, simple, short, you know, a couple of whys, just so that way it can give you a little bit more goals, a little bit more direction, a little bit more motivation. Mostly that's for the motivation, right? To figure out why, to give you a little bit of purpose, so that way it can drive you a little bit to be like, no, I really want this. Let me find a way to bring it into my life, right? And then once we do that, the next step is, what do you need to do to make this happen, right? What habits do you need to develop? What do you need to stop doing? Like those types of things. And that really requires you to think about, okay, what are some steps, right? Like what really would make this happen? So just take a moment to be like, okay, what are some habits we might need to develop? What do we need to stop doing? What are some things that are keeping us from getting to this place? Yes, write down, then imagine you're trying to step down. Yes, don't worry, it's okay. If I could, I would post it in the comments, but I cannot. Um, but I get it. I get it. We write down, we imagine, and then we jot the steps down. For sure, for sure, for sure. Take your time. No rush here. We're just chilling like a villain, vibing and thriving. Today, sadly, I don't have my tea, right? The last time I had my tea in a red Solo cup. Today, I don't have my tea in a red Solo cup, right? And then at the end of writing that down, what you want to do is just focus on what you can do this month. Just be like, okay, let's narrow it down a little bit. What are we doing this month? What can we do in the next 2 weeks? Oh, after the imagine, that's the yeah, what do you need to do to make this happen? What habits do you need to develop? And what do you need to stop doing? You know, like what's actively keeping you from having these goals, from having your desires? And then what habits do you need to develop? You know, like what steps do we need to bring in to make these happen? That's what's next. And then we go to what can we do this month or in the next 2 weeks to make this happen. And then that's basically it. And that's basically all of it. BRB, I will be here for as long as I will be here, is what that is. Oh, MG. Becky, look at her butt. Tucci. Anyways, yes. Absolutely. So, that's basically all of it, you know? Just writing down all of our desires, all of our goals, all of our manifestations. Sit there and imagine yourself in that state. You know, how it would feel, what it would look like. Then writing down the whys. What value does it bring in? And then writing down what we need to make this happen. You wrote a lot of details. I love it. I love it. That's beautiful, okay? Because the more details, the better. The more details, the more energy you're giving it, the more focused you are, the more concentrated you are. So that is absolutely perfect. I want you to know. You've basically done it. And then if you want to do like a very simple manifestation, I wouldn't do this for all of them, right? I would pick like one or two to do this very simple manifestation with. I would just write that one manifestation down like 5 times, right? Just to do a very simple manifestation, just to give it a little extra energy to be like, all right, let's focus on these. Just to help. Back. Absolutely. No problemos. Do you need me to re-go over anything, Alexis? I think I told you everything. I think I was like, yes, here's what it is. Here's what it do. But you let me know. So, let me write some things down. Actually. Absolutely. You are more than welcome. And I want to say that's it. I want to say that's everything, right? I hope that helps you guys. I hope that gives you guys some clarity, some direction. And I hope that you guys see your manifestations come into fruition pretty soon. So, I'm going to end the live here. And hopefully I see you guys next time in the next journal manifestation live. Bye guys. Doo-doo-doo.